Hi, my name is Jonah. Welcome back to episode number 2 of our Wednesday night youth program videos. Alright, I'm here with Miss Robin as our second guest here on the show. I have a first question for you. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Robin Voss, and I am a mother and a wife. Actually, this is my son. And
Cool.
I'm married to Paul Voss, and we have 2 other kids. And I am a sister and a daughter. I've been a member here at the church for quite a while. I play in the bell choir, and I volunteer with the youth group, and yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for giving this insightful insight. I'm now going to be inviting my friend Cameron up here to do the second question.
Hi, I'm Cameron Vanderteems, and this is your second question on the show. What do you do for a living?
I am a paralegal at a local law firm here in downtown Danville. I primarily do insurance defense work, so if you are sued for being in a car accident or having something happen on your property, we would help defend you in the lawsuit. And then I also do some collections work. So,
That's nice.
yeah.
What do you do when you are not at work?
What do I do when I'm not at work? Well, I like to spend a lot of time with my family, and we like to go camping. And we have some property in Taylor County that we like to go camping. And I like to bake, and I like to do crafts and puzzles and read. And what else? I'd volunteer a lot, so I'm at church a lot too. I guess that's about it.
Hi, my name is Merrick, and my question is, how does your faith impact your work life?
That's a tough question, considering I do a lot of legal stuff. And so sometimes, actually, my faith plays a big part in what I do, because I feel like we are not in a position to judge. Only God is in a position to judge. And so in my line of work, I very much have to take the stance and remind myself that I am not at liberty to judge somebody, and that everybody has there's a story. Everybody has a story, right? They say that there's 3 sides to every story. You have one side, the other person has the other side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth, right? So I try to keep that in mind. And then my faith really tries to help me to remember that everybody deserves a second chance. So I have to do some work with criminal stuff, and so I just kind of keep in mind that everybody makes mistakes, and they will take it up with the Lord, and so I know that they'll get a second chance with Him. They will right their wrongs and make it right. But we're not in a position to judge, and I just have to really keep that in mind.
Okay. How does your faith contribute to your home life?
How does my faith contribute to my, well, I really try to keep that in mind in everything I do. I try to, I'm not sometimes a very patient person, and especially with my loved ones, I tend to have a temper, and so I really try to calm myself and ask God to help me to control my temper and have patience and remember that I'm dealing with my loved ones. And then also, just in all that I do, I try to also keep in mind that even at home, God is watching me and knows what I'm doing. So I need to remember that while I may be in my own home doing what I want to do, the good Lord upstairs is still watching me.
Mm-hmm. Hello, my name is Max. Hello. Why did you want to go to the Presbyterian church?
I wanted to come to the Presbyterian church because I am a cradle Presbyterian, so that means I've always been a member of the Presbyterian church. And I grew up in Lexington. And when I moved to Danville, I wanted to be a part of the PC USA Presbyterian churches, and that was this one. And also, I felt really strongly when I was in the church that I grew up in, we had a very strong youth group, and so I wanted to make sure that I was at a church that had a really strong youth group that I could volunteer with. And so when I joined this church, there was and still is a very strong youth group, and so I was able to volunteer to do that. But I will probably always be a member of a Presbyterian church. I like what they believe. I like the tradition of the services, the organ, and just the community that they provide here in Danville.
Okay, so I'm Henry, and if you could give one piece of advice to the members of this church, what would it be?
The members or the youth?
The youth.
Okay. I would tell the youth to not be so concerned about what others think. Focus more on being yourself and being authentic. And I would also tell the youth to make sure that you are very careful about what you put on the internet, specifically social media.
Thank you guys for joining us and watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Pink Pony Club!